Well, hello folks, how you guys doing? It's June 1st. Let's go check out the greenhouse and see where we're at for the year. I'll be out at a commission next week. I'll be going on a vacation, so hopefully I'll get some good footage for you guys for that relaxation video. Anyways, we got bluebird skies today, and let's go take a tour of what we got going on in the greenhouse. Let's go. So anyways, folks, yeah, it's been going crazy in here. Yeah, once you start taking your eyes off these guys, they start taking off. Anyways, we got full blossoms here. And yeah, it's all good. Hold on here, I got something rattling on here. But anyways, yeah, what I was telling you, lots of blossoms. This is the super sweet cherry tomato, and you know they always have a ton of blossoms. Look at that, this thing is going to be loaded. So far I'm very happy with just the 3-gallon pots. I think they're, look at this, we got this grenadier. Look how tall, look at this grenadier, how tall it is. And look at it's in a 3-gallon pot. So I really like the idea that I can just move them when I want strategically. So anyways, we got some, that's an early girl back there. I'll show you some of the, we got tomatoes already. This guy's an early girl, so you can see how tall it's growing already. But anyways, you can see the right down in here, right there's your early girl, and we should have some by July 4th, no problem, which is pretty good for a greenhouse. I would say that's pretty good. Look at this, we got some peas. Actually, they're surviving in here. Oh, they're so good. And then the grapes are looking great. They're really advancing. And yeah, so I keep cutting this back every week. I got to come in here and cut it back. I'm not going to let it grow out of control this year. No way. Look at all those shoots right there. You know, just crazy. So I brought my pepper plants in the house from the house, and look at that, they almost all died. Look at that. Just so we had a couple survivors. We got one right there and there, and there's one in the middle over here. So I got about 3. Right here's one, and one over there. So yeah, it's just kind of it's a bummer. I'm gonna stake this guy up, get it better propped up here for him to get him off the ground. Shield maker. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. And then the grapes are going nuts, as usual. And then for you folks that say that they say you need 2 plants for they say you need 2 plants for tomatillo to germinate, or should I say to fruit. Well, that's not the case. There's one right there and one there, there. So you don't need a pollinator. I'm sure you get better success, but you really only need one. So just to keep that in mind. And of course, the lettuce is heading out. You can see that now. She's starting to head out and kind of go crazy. See that? Look at that. She gets bitter at this stage. So none of these other ones have got fruit on except for the early girl right now. But it's definitely in kicking blossom. And look at this. Just by me, I'm going to probably cut this off because there's so many now. It's getting bushy, and I don't want that. I don't want it to be overcrowded. So that's kind of the goal here. But yeah, so there you have it. Look for those, like here's another one. See that? I'll take that and pinch it off. Don't need it. And I got to go through and do all this today. It's getting out of hand. Here's one right here. Pinch that off. So yeah, that's the scope of things here. I got the shade cloth up, and yeah, I think it's really helping out. It's only about 90 degrees in here. But yeah, it looks really good. So anyways, I'm doing some experimenting. I'll show you what I'm doing out here today. We go over here. So I brought some of these tomato plants from the greenhouse, and I put them here in the shed, and I just got it hooked up there. But I'm finding out that You know, it only gets half the sun, so it starts in the morning till about noon, and then it loses its sun. But you know, here at the coast, usually the sun doesn't come out till 9 o'clock anyway. So what I did was I had an experiment. These are the same plants. Here's one tomato plant that I bought in a group. This one right here. And I'll show you the other ones. They don't get sun until about noon. They won't get sun until noon. But from noon till probably 7 o'clock. So they probably get a little more sun over here, and it's a little bit warmer here. Well, it should be a little warmer. I'm thinking that this is going to be the spot. This is an experiment to see how much light they need, and which ones produce better on this side or the other side. So that's an experiment I'm trying right now. So yeah, bluebird days, bro. Yeah, it's slowly warming up. It's not even 70 today. I'd say it's around 65 maybe. And check out my ice plant. I really, really like this plant. Check it out. You see this on the ocean over in California. I see a lot of that. But the blossoms are even bigger. But anyways, this is kind of on the same family, but it's really growing. It's spreading, and that's what I want. I want this ground cover to like take over my like, you know, I got mulch there. I'd like to get this taken over. Check it out. Pretty cool, huh? And this one over here, the red one, it's not as vibrant. It's cute, but I like this one here has big blossoms. That's what I like. And it looks like it's happy. It likes it here. So that's a good thing. Let's see if we can get this here out of there. So yeah, that's looking great. Real good. And this thing's making a comeback. As you see here, the deer rub their antlers on here, if you can see, right along here. And but it's making a comeback. It's making its way back. It's taking a while, but it's coming back. Then I'll show you my my massive flowers. I really like these flowers, folks. These things are like killer. Check it out. Yeah, this thing is just loaded. Look at that. Beautiful. This is easy to transplant. Just pull some out in the bottom, and then you can use make cuttings out of that. Works great. It's just a beautiful plant. I really like it. And it really blooms almost all year long. And then I'll show you the transplant that I did on it. But first, let's go check out, this is another one. It's in the same family, the dianthemums. Anyways, check this out. This one is real dainty, but it's beautiful, real beautiful. These are cuttings I took a couple years ago. And look how good this is just turning out, see? Take some of this grass out of here. But yeah, it's looking great. I want to show you the quaking aspen. I'm not sure what went on here, but it's starting to die. I transplanted it. It looked great for, 2-3 weeks, you know. But the leaves are getting brown. And it got brown over here too. I wonder if it's because of the coast. It doesn't like the coast here. That stinky sea smell, you know? I don't know. But check it out, folks. See that? It's all browned. I'm not sure, but we don't have really too much new growth either this year. In fact, there is no new growth, which is interesting. Look at it. They kind of like got bit off or something. Huh. Interesting. It doesn't like it though. It don't like it here. So I don't know what I'm going to do here. Maybe I will water it. I'm not sure, but it don't like it. Yeah, no new shoots. I thought it would, but it's not happening. And then the grapes, the grapes are really coming along. The grapes are, they're starting to flower, or not flower, excuse me, but you can see the bunches on there. Here, if I can get that on there, see the bunch? They're just starting to form. This is a delicate stage. You don't want to be moving them around too much because you can break them off really easily. So you really want to take it easy. Let them grow up to about 3 feet before you start to tuck them in. That's very important. There's one right there. There's usually you get 2 a cluster or 2 a stem. Some of the professionals will just take off, have 1 instead of 2, so you get better flavor profile. So yeah, that's it. There is some mishaps with the vines this year, obviously, and I'll show you that right now. So you can see that this vine here, it's just slowly coming along here. You got this kind of weird, you can leave that in the comment. Look at that, it's waxy kind of, it's a kind of a waxy deal. Not sure what to make of it. That's the first I've seen that this year, but they are slowly coming. So it's like this arm is not doing so good, but this arm is doing great. Not sure. Okay, folks, and the experiment on the sand, only sand, wasn't very successful. I tore out a bunch already, but you can see that, there's just not enough nutrients that's involved here. Look at this. Here's one. That's how big the radish came out to be. Not very big. So, it's one of those things, But I'm going to say that, sand alone is not the answer. I wanted to prove. So Gary's Best Gardening, he's wrong. Maybe the trees, it may work better, but I would say Gary's maybe not right? Anyways, sand alone will not work. You need, what you really need is compost. That really is the best, and add it to your soil. I really think that's still the secret. You can put that compost at the top. So, yep. Show you some of these peppers here. I'll show you the super chili. Super chili. Look at this. It's got one right there. Nice. There's going to be a couple more forming here, but that's one of them. I thought I had more. Right there, I think there's one there, and one right there is coming. Super chili. So there it is. That's the sucker's hot. And then we got the banana pepper. Oh yeah. Here we go. The banana pepper's got some on. Nice. Look at it. See the skirt? That's where it started from here and just worked its way down. We got at least 3 or 4. These are great. These are great for cooking. They're just real nice. It's a nice producer. Ooh, look at this. We got mites. Look at this. Spider mites, I do believe. Spider mites. Oh, yeah. See that? I'll hit some neem oil on them. I don't think it'll make it. Maybe not. Maybe it's hard to say. We'll have to watch it closely. But anyways, yeah, it's a good plant. That could be just pollen from the grapes. It's hard to say, but that's what it could be. We'll watch it closely. And then I have a pepper from last year. So it is true. You can, overwinter these in the house. And that's what this one is. There's one right there. And I think there's more. Here's one right here. So yeah, it's tons of blossoms on it, So yeah, overwinter these, bring them in the house, and then put them back out here in the springtime or like June, and you should have some success there. So that's a nice way. You want to cut them really back far, like I did. But yeah, this is a grandpa. Anyways, it's doing pretty good, and but it did not fruit in the house for whatever reason. This is all compost, strictly all compost right here, folks. This is all. You can see this is all compost, and so far, that's compost right there. That's it. That's all it is, and it seems to be. These are really liking it. Well, I said I wasn't going to do this, but we're going to do it anyways. I'll tie it up in a bunch here. Boy, she's really just unbelievable. This is that Granadera. Tie him up a little bit. We'll rein him up, bring him up. There. I still got to cut him up pretty good, I think. Man, I tell you. Kind of just brace him up. And there you have it. Get him twirled around a little more. And there you have it. Let's look for some more brand. Here's another one, really, right here. See this right here? Even though it's got fruit on it, though. So, funny. I thought, here's a question. They said that it doesn't bear fruit. Look at this, folks. We got fruit there. We have fruit there. That's fruit. And this is coming out of a crotch. They said it doesn't bear any. That's bullshit. So it's not true, is it? So here we got one, and that's got fruit on it too, and that's not a crotch. So that's not really the case. But if you want to thin out, that's the way to do it. Thin some of that out if you'd like. Trying to keep this thing in manageable control here. Well, all right, folks, how you guys doing? I just thought I'd go over with you a little bit of some misinformation that YouTube brings along. Tomato plants, what the suckers, they do produce fruit. So just that you know, they do produce fruit. So don't forget that. But by thinning out your plant, it does help. But anyways, suckers do produce fruit. Just that you know. All right, so what we're going to do today is we're going to use this to try to boost the pollination because I don't see a lot of bees this year. I'm not sure why, but I know my lavender plants. I'll show you my lavender plants. The lavender plants are right here. See them? And they're just about ready. But once they come into play, then we seem to get the bees. That'll help in pollination. So anyways, we're going to try some games here a little bit. We're going to play around with this here brush. This is a paintbrush. Just kind of go like this. We'll just play around with that a little bit. Some of these are not really, you know, I don't know if this is the right brush really or not, but we're going to try it anyways. Yeah, the problem is, you know, there's a lot of misinformation on YouTube. It's unfortunate, but it is very true. So you got to be careful. I'm thinking about cutting back on YouTube. It's a lot of big talkers and no-goers, right? Anyways, we'll see what happens there. I'm just going to do this one, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll do this one right here too. See, this is a super, but it's the super cherry, the cherry tomatoes, they seem to always pollinate. So this is the one that I was kind of worried about. So, but you have a grand one, okay? You have a good week. I'm out of here. I'm going to be on it for a couple weeks. So I'll get back to you and I'll discuss it, okay? See you later. Bye. Well, folks, here is my wine rack. I'm just about finished. I just got to put the wine rack stoppers in. You got to put these in here and put these all the way along here. But anyways, yeah. What do you guys think? Little wine rack. Actually, I like it. It's pretty slick. Yeah, that'll be nice. A wine rack. Then I'll put maybe a marble top on this. And you can always put plants up there if you want. So anyways, there you have it. A wine rack. This should hold about 48 bottles or maybe 40 bottles. Adios, amigos. Bye.